Well, Christmas baby over, but the treats keep coming because this is the Desert Orchid Chase next. It's a 2-mile event and there's some pretty hot looking animals in this with some great form and quite a few taking each other on again from last time. So let's take a look at the full list then. Mac the Knife, Paul Rhodes, Mountain Pasture, Leon Van Rensburg, Amazing Slablazo, D. Hinton, Cordillera Super, C. Clark, Eskimo Dave, J. Shea, Flo Hardy, Thompson, Frostvale, Thunderspark, Lieutenant Breakfast, Alan MacDonald, Nesno, Charlie, Not Grey Now, Matty McLean, Quintana, M. Cairns, Regal Prince, J. Murray, the name is Frank S. Gray, Uncle Ernie, John's Jumpers, Art Took, Adam Old, Chess, Joshua Sutherland, Noisy Neo, Ben Benici and Soda Stream, Graham Clutterbuck. Away they go, and they're racing towards the first of the 13 fences. It's exactly the same course as the last race, and the first one it's Cordillera Super that takes it in the lead, but he's now drawn by Noisy Niobe. So Noisy Niobe and Cordillera Super are going to fight it out for the lead as they come down to the second, and neither of them jumped it particularly well, but they're still a good 3 lengths clear of the remainder. Mountain Passion didn't jump it that well at the back either, and the third fence comes up pretty sharply as well. So they're over those first 3 now then, and they're racing past the stands and past the winning post, and then they'll be out for a complete circuit of this Kempton Park track. So let's take a look at where they all are. It's Cordillera Super, the grey in the lead, Noisy Niobe is second, and Quintana third, and then comes Nesno and Uncle Ernie, and then Mac the Knife and Soda Stream, and then Regal Prince, then Lieutenant Breakfast, and the name is Frank. And the order shuffling about just a little bit there as they take that turn. A little bit of shenanigans going on as they jump the water, and they're pretty strung out again here. And this has been a regular thing today, that the pace has been pretty hot, and it's a Desert Orchid Chase, and we've got a grey going out in front, so there's something pretty nice about that. And Cordillera Super is that grey that's about 5 lengths clear, taking that big ditch and jumping it exceptionally well, from Noisy Niobe in second, and then Mac the Knife is third, then the name is Frank 4, and Uncle Ernie 5, and then Soda Stream 6, Amazing Slablazo is 7, and Regal Prince is 8, and Quintana 9, and then Mountain Pasture is 10, Art Took is after that one, and then comes Eskimo Dave and Nesno, and then Frostvale and Flohar, and then Not Grey Now, and Lieutenant Breakfast, and Chess is biding his time at the back. So they're already inside the final mile then, and Cordillera Super is not hanging about in the front. It's in the lead as it takes the next one and jumps that really well and gains about 2 lengths in the air there from the name is Frank in second, and Noisy Niobe in third, and then Mac the Knife is fourth. Amazing Sablazo is next, and over the next one a bit of a slower jump this time from Cordillera Super, and the name is Frank is now looming up on the outside, with Noisy Niobe still there in third. So the name is Frank is now just about the leader from Cordillera Super. Then comes Noisy Niobe and Mac the Knife. Amazing Sablazo is next, a good jump by the leader again there. That's the name is Frank, and the name is Frank is about a length to the good from Cordillera Super. Then Mac the Knife is in third, and we're on for another one of those finishes as they come to the next one then, and that's the 4th last. And here we go, it's the name is Frank, Cordillera Super, and Mac the Knife is looming up on the outside. It's the Rat Pack up the top of the field. The name is Frank, and Mac the Knife, Cordillera Super is still in between the two of them and fighting back as well. Uncle Ernie's not too far behind, and then comes Amazing Sablazo and Soda Stream. Quintana's not out of it either, and Frostvale the Grey is trying to run up the centre of the track, but the name is Frank has got the rail as they swing towards the straight now with 2.5 furlongs to race. And then they come to the 3rd last, and the name is Frank did not jump that well at all. And that's presenting the lead to Mac the Knife. Mac the Knife and Uncle Ernie. Cordillera Super, the name is Frank. Soda Stream is between these, and this time it was Mac the Knife that lunged, and Uncle Ernie has jumped to the front, and Uncle Ernie is now powering away at the last. Uncle Ernie jumps the last and has suddenly put a race that looked red hot to bed, I think, Uncle Ernie, but he's idling in front, and Mac the Knife is catching him. He's catching him with every stride, and Mac the Knife is getting up to win it. Mac the Knife wins it. Uncle Ernie hard in front, and the name is Frank is third. And well, what about that then? Uncle Ernie looked to have that race totally won, and then he idled in front, got lonely, and Mac the Knife swooped, and with a flash of steel takes the race away from Uncle Ernie. Mac the Knife stabs him on the line. Uncle Ernie is second, the name is Frank is third, and Soda Stream 4, Cordillera Super ran a good race in 5th.